Okay, let's talk about this. Who could have ever imagined that climate change, it's making some luxury food cheaper? Yep, I'm talking about these little babies right here, lobsters, very yummy indeed. Now, America's lobster industry, which is centred around Maine, is being hard hit by falling prices for the delicious crustaceans. Why? There's simply too many of them. Take a look at these numbers. In 1990, 28 million pounds were caught. But last year, that amount, it soared to that, 126 million pounds. That's a lot of lobsters. In fact, the Maine area and that region of Canada, the east part, is also responsible for actually 1/3 of the world's lobster catch. Now, you think I was going to do this story without having a lobster or a man who knows his lobsters? David Tran is a chef and one who has cooked, I would say, a lot of lobsters at the Benihana restaurants. It's great to have you with us. And look at this. You've got some of these lobsters. Now, obviously, these are just tails.
They are, yes.
Where's the rest of them? Don't know. These lobsters, your restaurant, you bring them in from Maine.
We do,
the place where we're seeing the prices fall. Are you seeing the prices down?
Not really. I mean, our prices have been consistent for the last 2 years. There has been no significant changes on that part.
That's interesting, though, isn't it? Because apparently the price of lobster at the moment in Maine, Canada, at a 30-year low, apparently it's $2.96 a pound. What's it cost you to bring that in, the restaurant?
Per unit, one piece will cost us around £6.
So this little tail here, not a little, but that costs...
It's like 300 grams.
So £6, $9. And this is 300 grams.
300 grams.
Somebody somewhere's making a lot of money.
Definitely, yes, sir.
And it doesn't seem to be the fishermen. They're crying poor.
No.
They're crying poor.
They are.
Indeed. Can I ask you this? You know, there's always been this perception that lobsters are a luxury item. I'm curious, is that something you think the industry or even restaurants want to keep it that way?
I think, yes. I think all industries and all restaurants want to keep their luxury items, to keep it as their main selling point. But not only that, I mean, it's supply and demand. The customers, they're looking for delicious Maine lobsters. So,
are they popular?
They are.
With your place?
They are very popular. I mean, we have birthday celebrations in Benihana all the time, and you know, graduations and things like that, and lobsters all around.
Right, really?
So we push out a lot of these lobsters.
Okay, so this is the tail. You serve it sort of teriyaki style, right?
We don't. We just cook it naturally with on the teppanyaki.
Teppanyaki, not teriyaki. Sorry.
We just lightly coat it with oil, and then we put like a cover to steam it, and we just squirt water in it. And because our table is 300 degrees in the center, it cooks almost instantly. Yeah. Within, I would say, half a minute, it's almost there.
How many would you get through in we'll say a week?
In a week, on a good week, between 150, around 100 to 150 on a good week, yes. Okay, so that is a lot of lobster. I mean, I don't know, it's interesting, we're not seeing a price drop over here. Would you, as restaurateurs, would you like to see that price? Definitely, we'd like to see a drop in price for our clients, you know, for our customers. If we have a drop in our price, we can drop our prices for them.
Yeah. So pass it on to the consumer?
Definitely, yes.
Well, it's fascinating stuff. Unfortunately, we've got to leave it there. But I'm going to just pinch one of these for a minute because I'm going to go and talk to another friend of mine. David, we appreciate your time. David Tran from Benihana there. And I will just say to all of you out there, not an animal was harmed in the making of this show. Apart from this one right here. Let's go straight over to Sammy on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Sammy, I'm holding a lobster tail. You look like a girl that loves a bit of lobster. Apparently it's Americans who are only benefiting from this cheap price.
Look, and I'll say that even I personally have benefited. For the first time in about 20 years, Aaron, I actually had lobster last weekend in this area of Brooklyn called Red Hook. And I was wondering why my meal actually didn't cost as much as I thought it would. And it's true, you know, as a result of the fact that there's lots of lobster to be had here. And, you know, it was really my first time in a very long time. And I have to say, it was just so much work, I'm not sure if I would repeat the experience.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about something serious, because it actually is very serious. This long legal battle between the world's two biggest, well, smartphone makers. You've got Samsung and Apple. They've been in and out of court. Something's happening today. We're waiting for something to happen, right?
That's exactly right. So last year, Samsung was found guilty of infringing on some of Apple's patents. And so today, what Apple would like to see is they're asking for the International Trade Commission to try and ban some of the sales of Samsung's phones, those products that were found guilty of taking those patents. You know, the thing is that although Apple won their case last year, if there's no real punishment against the company, so says Apple, well then what's the point of having won anything? But this is just a long series of Samsung suing Apple, Apple suing Samsung. We saw that last week President Obama here vetoed an International Trade Commission deal that said, you know, we're going to ban the sale of some Apple products here in the United States. But President Obama even has stepped into this debate and said, well, no, that's just not going to happen, and vetoed that decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, maybe you could pop over to Maine and just sort of do a little study for us, find out why, when the water gets warmer, lobsters feel like breeding like rabbits. I don't know. Anyway, Sammy, we'll talk.
I'm on it, Aaron. Totally on it.
Yeah, rock bottom prices. Get it? See you later, Sammy. That's it. That's all the time we have. Don't go anywhere. All the action coming up in Sport Today. I'll see you soon. Bye.